Are you more famous in the UK than you are here? And if so, how?
I don't know actually. I kind of. Um, I think I used to be. I used to be able to be in England and just be fine. No one had any idea who it was. It came later in England. Now it's kind of relatively similar. I get a lot more abuse in England. What's that?
How do you mean?
I think that's just a kind of general English attitude. I did the same thing to famous people when I lived there. Just as your instinct.
Over here. You really looked like a natural stepping into that father role of Renesmee. Like, what do you attribute that to, and how was that being a dad on screen?
I don't know. I just quite like working with kids and stuff. I like working with kids and I like working with animals, which is like what everybody says you shouldn't do. So it makes you feel like you're not acting. I mean, as soon as you have someone who's just providing stuff to react to, yeah, especially like working with a baby and everything, it's kind of, it's great. Every time they bring it, I would say just put a baby in every scene. So you can put a dog in a scene, everyone's going to be better, like guaranteed. Like, and if they're not better, just shoot the dog. It's kind of. But yeah, no, it was fun. And they got some good baby actors. Either way, yeah.
Hi, Rob. Just wanted to talk a little bit about the vampires in this film because there's so many more, and the lore is much more present than in some of the past films, which focus more on relationship. Which new character did you like? Or what powers did you enjoy seeing? And also, what's your favorite vampire movie? Just, are you a fan too? Do you watch True Blood, or what are you interested in as far as vampires now that you've played one?
In terms of, I don't know. I like Blade. I really like Blade. And I wish people would make. I mean, I was talking about this the other day about making hard R-rated fantasy movies again. Like, it's completely irrelevant, but people should do that more. Who is my favorite character out of the new ones? I'm like just going to be saying the actors. I like Benjamin, who's Rami plays him, mainly because he's a great actor, and he only had a couple of scenes in it, but kind of just like it's nice having actors who came in who were really, really enthusiastic and kind of thinking like, wow, this is a big deal being in like a Twilight movie, and like I've got these 5 lines and I'm gonna like own them. Like, and they got some, like Bill got some great people. Who else did I like? God, I'm terrible with names. What was the other part of the question so I can save myself?
Your favorite movies, or if you're a fan of vampires, if you're watching something now.
Yeah, I would. I haven't seen that many vampire things. Like, it's a kind of strange. It's always been strange to me being like, someone can say they're like a vampire fan, but like, I don't know. Well, I mean, I'm not a non-fan, but I mean, literally, it's just such an unusual thing to be a fan of. It's like people are like, I love zombie movies. I just love them. They're my favorite. it's more of a kind of psychological problem than being an actual fan.
Right here. It's been a crazy 4 years for you and Kristen and Taylor. I'm wondering, do you remember back in 2008, the first time you met Kristen and the first time you met Taylor? And I don't want to throw Taylor under the bus, but he was just in here and he said he can't remember meeting you for the first time.
Yeah, I can't remember meeting him either. No, I can. When did I meet Taylor? I met him on the movie, I think, when he was wearing his wig and stuff. But when did I meet? I met Kristen at the audition. Yeah. What was the other part of the question? Sorry.
Just your first impressions, thinking back to 4 years when you were first meeting them, and now knowing them so well now, were they right?
Yeah, I mean, it was a little. I'm still just trying to come to terms of acknowledging being an actor at all. I mean, it reminded me a little bit, even with Taylor, even though he was like 15 when I met him. When I did Harry Potter, I remember looking at Dan, Rupert, and Emma, and and being like, well, those guys are actors, and I'm like kind of I'm like sort of I was like starstruck by them. I was starstruck by those guys when I met them, even though I'd only seen Kristen in a few things. Yeah, it's kind of, yeah, I've always sort of had this sort of separation. It's funny to kind of see people get humanized, because with Dan, Rupert, and Emma, I still see them as kind of, I mean, I was with them for 11 months. I still see them as like massively famous like people. Yeah, and it's strange to see, to have gone through the same experience with Taylor and Kristen as well. Just kind of, it's massive, and to see people retain their sanity as much as possible, and yeah, I mean, because I've seen a lot of other people have minor amounts of fame and just lose their mind completely, but then like after a casting announcement, let alone like having done the movie, and it's kind of amazing to see that people manage to maintain.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.